All right, what's going on, y'all? So look, today we politicking on sexual trauma. Now, I want everybody in the chat right now to drop a one if you have experienced any kind of sexual trauma, or if you know somebody who has experienced any kind of sexual trauma. I'm gonna drop a one because I have experienced sexual trauma. For those of y'all who don't know, or who just coming on here or just following me, I was molested when I was 2 years old, and I was exposed to porn at a very, very young age. And that caused me to be very over-sexual as a adolescent. All right, so I see the ones. So I'm about to politics with y'all today about how you can walk yourself back from that trauma. Trigger warning, just letting y'all know it ahead of time. So one thing that a lot of y'all need to do is first accept the fact that that happened. It wasn't your fault. Nothing you could do about it. You know what I'm saying? But you do need to acknowledge it. Own up to it and acknowledge it. I know a lot of people talk about shadow work all the time. That's one of the hot topic buttons. A lot of people talk about shadow work. But a lot of people don't even know how to actually participate in shadow work. You know what I'm saying? So, one thing, well, actually, I'm going to spin it a little different. I feel like one of my superpowers is that I dwell on my dark side. I don't shy away from it at all. So, what that looks like is the things that most people are afraid to talk about, I'm very open, honest, and transparent about it. So that is the reason that I decided to indulge on this topic and create the book that I have, because I was actually honest enough with myself to be able to look back at what happened and say, okay, boom, this is how it affected me, and how am I gonna bring myself back from being a victim to having power over that situation. So, like I say, first step is acknowledgement. Your next step, you want to reflect. You want to figure out, okay, how has this manifested itself in my life? Was I promiscuous growing up? Did I have a whole lot of relationships what I was interdependent on? Things of that nature, right? Then you want to start looking for solutions. Such as, okay, what do I need to do in order to get myself back to a healthy place, or just to be able to, what's what I'm looking for? Get yourself back to a place where you are not allowing it to have power over you. So one thing I put in the book is that I break shadow work down in 7 steps. So you got acknowledgement, reflection, realization, discovery, meditation, breathing, and healing. Like I said, I just brought down acknowledgement for y'all. Your reflection, whatever it was that happened to you, whether it was some molestation, I ain't gonna say the word on here, but grape, anything of that nature, whatever it was that happened, you want to reflect on that. You're gonna start to realize, okay, boom, well, this happened, which A happened that caused B and C to happen, right? You're gonna meditate on that. Take your time. You might have to journal it. You might have to write it down. You might have to go in the mirror and cry. You might have to go in the dark and cry, whatever. You see what I'm saying? But you want to meditate on that. And once you figure out, okay, boom, I done acknowledged it. I done took my time to meditate on it. What can I do to solve this issue? For me, it was cutting out porn. I had to stop watching porn. I had to unfollow every person on my page who was an OnlyFans model. People who was posting, shaking their ass on my page, I had to unfollow them. You see what I'm saying? Because that'll cause me to go back into a spiral. And you got to be honest with yourself. You have to 100% be honest with yourself. If you know you're not strong-willed enough to be able to be around certain people, some of your homies, some of your friends who are still a part of that lifestyle, you might go like, hey, look, I can't hang with you this week. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you go. It's no different than having an alcohol addiction, y'all, or a drug addiction. A lot of y'all have friends who do drugs or who intake alcohol heavily. You know, if I get with this friend, then they're going to try to get me to take alcohol. If you're a recovering addict, you don't want to be around that friend. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing you want to do. So just being honest with yourself and be honest about your discipline level at that time. Over time, as you practice that, you're going to start to become stronger and more disciplined in that. I put breathing because people don't really realize how important breathing is. I'm somebody who had an anxiety issue. When you sit down and actually are able to breathe properly, that's going to reduce a lot of stress and anxiety out of your life. It goes deep. When I get to the healing phase, a lot of people look at healing as though it is, oh yeah, I'm healed, it's official. That's not it at all, y'all. So healing, the way I define healing, is when you're able to, you're still gonna become triggered, most definitely. But when you're able to get triggered by something and have a different response to it than what you used to have to it, it does not mean that you're not gonna be triggered. It does not mean that you're not still gonna have days or where you're gonna think about it. It does not mean that it's not gonna hurt anymore. It just means that you're able to respond differently. So if I can give y'all the illustration, let's say you was abused as a child by your father, right? And every time you see your father, you get, I don't know, you cringe or you start to hyperventilate. Well, when you hear from that, that stuff don't just go away. It still happens. It still exists. But it just means that you're able to respond differently than how you usually would when you was encountered with that type of adversity. You see what I'm saying? And that's another part of being honest, because people just, they say things that sound good. Things that sound good. Oh yeah, I'm healed. No, that's not what that means, y'all, at all. Once you're able, okay. Like I say, my bad, y'all. So yeah, like I say, just coming to a conclusion. You want to be honest with yourself. Go back to that place, that wherever that trauma happened, and walk yourself backwards. You basically want to start at wherever age it happened at, walk yourself backwards into that. That's all I want to discuss on that. But like I say, for people who really want to, excuse me, for people who really want or are serious about walking themselves back from that trauma and really doing the work, this is on page 18 of the book. I got a chapter called Shadow Boxing. It's about everything dealing with shadow work. You can get this on the website at ghostlandreads.com. Right now, when y'all cop, you will receive free shipping and a free ebook when y'all cop. But it's only for a limited time only. See, I want to move fast. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for coming on here, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.